Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya believes Justin Gaethje vs. Paddy Pimblett could have been the perfect fight to kick off the new era. This past Saturday, the premier MMA promotion held their first event of the year, and their inaugural event of their new era with Paramount. In the UFC 324 main event, Justin Gaethje took on Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight title, and the two went on to clash over 5 extremely grueling rounds, in which the highlight picked up the unanimous decision win. And after what was an incredible 5 rounds of action, former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has compared it to one of the craziest fights of all time. Adesanya compares Gaethje vs. Pimblett to Stephan Bonnar vs. Forrest Griffin. Initially, when the fight was announced by Dana White, it received quite a bit of criticism from the large majority of the UFC fanbase due to the fact that Pimblett hadn't scored a win over a currently ranked top 10 opponent. And even after the fight, despite it having been an exciting clash, it has been slammed by UFC legend Josh Barnett, who labeled it one of the worst main events. Despite that, the last stylebender has compared it to one of the greatest fights in UFC history between Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin. The two first clashed back in 2005 in the Ultimate Fighter 1 finale, and White labeled the fight as the most important fight in UFC history, and it is believed to have saved the UFC. And with Gaethje vs. Pimblett being the first main event of the new era on Paramount, Adesanya believes it could have had the same impact as Bonnar vs. Griffin. "This guy is a zombie," Adesanya said about Pimblett during his reaction on YouTube. "The main event was sick. This is perfect because on the Spike TV deal Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonnar showed out and made the whole world go what the F. This is like part 2 I guess because it's a new deal with Paramount, and then the main event showed out. I'm sure everyone watched this, a lot of eyes on this, and the main event delivered, which is what you want. Who should Paddy Pimblett fight next?" Having made UFC history by becoming the first ever 2-time interim champion, Gaethje will now unify the titles against current undisputed champion Ilia Topuria. Pimblett, on the other hand, will have to go back to the drawing board, and will likely require several more wins before he is considered for another title shot. Because of his ongoing feud with fellow lightweight Dan Hooker, a fight against the Hangman regardless of his result against Benoit St. Denis at UFC 325 makes a lot of sense.